Welcome everybody, it is Preacher Gaming. Today I'm going to show you how to use the replay editor on Session from a rookie perspective. So first thing we need to do is we need to get, a good trick, like a trick worth kind of spending the time to create. Now, after I teach you how to use this, I'm going to show you the end, show you that ending clip. Stick around for the end of the video because what I am going to do is I do have a group of videos, like a montage I'm going to kind of put together just to kind of show you what I've learned in the past couple hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press down, I'm going to set my spot, and I'm going to get it like, a good flip, grind, and then flip out onto the street, and then I'm going to show you how to record that, or kind of do like a replay editor. Okay, and like any other time I've played this game, every time I play it when I'm recording, I play like shit. So let's first get a good line. So something like that, but I want to flip out. There we go. All right, so you can go to your editor two ways. You press start, just like this, and go to replay editor, or you can press select. Select will take you directly to it. Now what we need to do is go to the beginning of the clip where I want to start it, right? So usually I leave myself a little bit of room in the beginning and end so I can kind of do something cool with the camera, so I'm not directly on myself. So one way to, or the only way from what I know, is I need to clip my clip, if that makes sense. So bottom left, you'll say Shift Control is RB. So I'm going to hold RB, and because I'm setting my left clip start, I'm going to press in on my left stick. What that's going to do is, you see it move that cursor to where my marker is. And then say I do a trick, and then I realize, oh hey, I want to record that, but it's been a couple tricks later. I'm going to do the same thing kind of to my left one. I'm going to hold your RB and you're going to click in on your right. But I'm going to leave a little bit of space on the end here. Do something with the camera. I'm going to kind of show you what that is. Now when I want to clip, like isolate, sorry, I'm going to isolate the clip. I'm going to hold RB. I'm going to press Y. Bottom right says clip zoom. So if you watch on the top, you see basically what that does is that isolates that single clip. Okay. Now your kind of creativity sparks. You can see on the bottom right I got orbit camera. You can do free camera, tripod camera, game camera, or filmer. I'm not huge into the filmer camera because you can't really move that around, and I guess I don't 100% know how to do that yet. I might play around with that and make just a quick update on that. But usually what I do is I like to do the free camera, and then I kind of like to find like a cool ledge, just to kind of get like a nice view. So you can see on the bottom left there's keyframe, you got camera, depth of field of view, your lens. That's going to be like black and white, stuff like that. So like say if I want to make this clip black and white, you're going to hold your right bumper, you're going to press down. What that's going to do is that's going to add a key. So I'm going to press down, and then from here you can kind of adjust, and you can kind of see in the background what it does, is it's going to basically make this black and white. Now, I adjusted the camera, but you see there's no change. Hit on the bottom left, you got your montage view. Montage view is going to show what your camera is going to look like after you edit it. Now, what I do is I like to press your left bumper before you really start doing any editing, because you can see it, it went from color to black and white, and this is what the camera is going to look like. So you got your play rate, camera shake. So if you're doing your like that the fisheye lens where it's following you and you want to do it, you want to add a camera shake, you can do that, and that kind of makes it a little bit more realistic. You can do time of day, and then you're back to camera. So because I want to keep the camera here, I want to leave it kind of on this ledge for the beginning of this clip. I'm going to press my right bumper in, press down. So I'm going to add a key that's going to add that camera. Okay, so now if I want to move it over so that I got my camera here, I'm going to press down, and then what you're going to do is you're going to kind of replay. What's going to do is it's going to follow that path, and wherever you add that keyframe is where that camera is going to end up. So it's not an automatic switch, and that, you know, that kind of shows what you can do there. However, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this keyframe. So to get rid of a keyframe, you're going to hold your right bumper. You're going to press your left or right. It's going to take you to the last key, and this is my only key right now, so it's going to take me this. To remove it, you press up, but I'm not going to remove this one because I want to keep this here. What I can do is, so say by the time I get here, I want the camera to be, you know, kind of over here, or like say on top of this rail, or even like right here. I'm going to add a keyframe. What that's going to do is, you can see it's going to kind of keep, it's going to keep this here. Now, if I want this to be a smoother transition, as the camera's going, I'm going to move my camera kind of on my character. Press your down. So that's going to add a keyframe. So I'm going to go here, add it here, down. I'm going to kind of continue it, go here, add a camera down. And then if I want to, I can kind of go up. So kind of see what that looks like there. And I can kind of show you something in a minute what I can make this look like. So if I want to move this up, I'm going to add a keyframe, right? And now we're going to be back kind of to where we started. So if I press A just to kind of play what it's going to look like, that's kind of what it, okay, so that's what that's going to look like. So if I want to keep my guy on here, so I'm going to move this down, move it down just a hair, add a keyframe, so that kind of look, you know, so the camera's still going to be on the guy. Now, if what I want to do is by the time I get down here, I want this camera to be in a different area, okay? So what that's going to do is, say I want it on top of this hydrant, or even like right here, kind of get, you know, a field of view of the hydrant, press down. So ultimately what that's going to do is we're going to keep in focus here, and then as this goes down, it's kind of landing. But you can see my guy's kind of out right here. So if I want to move the camera, I'm going to add another keyframe, just to kind of make sure that my character stays in the middle. Kind of like that. Now, what if I want to do is I want to follow my guy. So I'm going to go like this. Add a keyframe so you can kind of see what happens as it goes like this. And then, if I want to go kind of up, so we're going to go a little bit more. We're going to go up, and then we're going to kind of get like a spiraling view of it. So we're going to add a keyframe. So now you can kind of see what that does now. It goes like this, and then it's going to go up, and the camera's going to meet that keyframe where I put it. So now, one thing I like to do is I like to kind of make the camera sway away. So by doing that, I'm going to go to the very end, okay? I'm going to go up, kind of look at the, look at, say, the building, and I'm going to add that keyframe. So then what that's going to do is it's going to go like this. It's going to go up. Okay, now one thing I can do, and I kind of mentioned it before, so right here it gets super close, right? So if I go to field of view and say I want to add a keyframe so I don't want the camera to get too close. So you're going to add a keyframe on your field of view, and you're going to bring your field of view out. So I'm getting more, okay? So then, now you can kind of see that adds that there. But, say here, so I'm going to want to add a keyframe at the end, and then what I want to do is I want to actually bring it in. So now I'm going to be viewed in on the middle of that building. So, ultimately what it's going to look like is this. So the very ending is going to be looking into that building. And like I said, so if I wanted to, I could add another keyframe here. And then say it's a little bit too far away, I want to see my guy. So press this. So basically it's going to start out like that. And then it's, by the time it gets to the second keyframe, it's going to work its way to like 130 or wherever it was. So I'm going to press play. And you don't have to do as much movement. I kind of like the way that turns out. And so another thing, and like the way this works is this is all creativity. If I wanted to, I could say, you know what? That's it. That's what I want this to look like. But because there's so many camera changes, what I want to do is say as soon as my board hits the railing, and remember how we did your camera lens in black and white? So I've never tried this before. However, if I want it, so if I go back to black and white and I want to, as soon as the camera hits, I want it to go back to color. You press down, and then I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to click down to 0. So now it's going to be back in camera. So you can kind of see that's going to slowly go from black and white to color. And I'll show you here. I'm going to press play. Press Y is how you hide that UI, which is the, the menu. I'm going to press Y. I'm going to get rid of that so I can kind of see what this is going to look like. And then I'm going to press A and play it. So you can kind of see how it's switched from, from black and white very slowly. So black and white, and then it switches the color. And you can do that with any, you can do that with black and white, the blue, green, sepia. But, so if one other thing I want to do is I want to slow this down. So I'm going to go to play rate. I'm going to go to play rate, and I'm going to add a marker. So first what you need to do is you need to add a marker here, because you want to keep it at 1 up until here. And then, so you say you want this to be, so you want that to be 50%, okay? So, I can kind of play it to show you. And then I want this to go back to 100. You can kind of see how that works. So like I said, there's a lot you can do with this camera, and I'm sure there's more I could learn. I'm sure you can do a lot kind of with depth of, DOF, depth of field and all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, that's what that's going to look like. Now, when I finally finish this, and I want it to save, and another thing that you can do is I can add a little camera shake while it kind of moves, and this is one thing I have never done. Okay, so if I'm gonna say I want the whole thing to have camera shake, I'm gonna start camera shake at the beginning, and then what I'm gonna do. Okay, so you can kind of see how that, the higher you go, the more it moves. I don't want too much. So if I want to add it like this, and I see camera shake kind of adds that. Okay, so I want to delete that one. So if I want to, say, get a camera shake from here, so I'm going to go 0. I'm going to go 0 here, but in the middle, I want it to go 20. So you'll kind of see what that looks like. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to look like. So you can see as it goes down, it adds that camera shake. And that almost did make it look a little bit more realistic. So that is how the replay editor works. And then when it's all said and done, I want to save it. I'm going to press start, save replay. You're going to enter your name, or what you want that title to be. So I'm going to do replay tut for replay tutorial. You're going to press your enter. Now bottom left, save replay. That replay tutorial is saved. So, and then you can access that by you press your select, press your start button, go to load. But basically all your saves are not going to be in one spot, which kind of sucks. I wish they would. Hopefully that's something that they change. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the video here. Stick around. I'm going to show you a montage of everything I have done. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if this replay helped you at all. Share it to some buddies that, kind of need to learn it yet. And if you have any tips or tricks for me to learn, leave it in the comment section. And, just let's use this platform to help each other learn more. Thank you guys. Have a great weekend. And I love all you.